Ooh. It looks like today is a very quiet coding session, which is also fine. Hello, hello, everyone. Yeah, I forgot my mobile phone. Oh, so I cannot track the time. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry for my bad words. Ooh, I should say shoo. Okay. It's also fine without the um, timer. So today is a very fast coding session. I only have 30 minutes in total. Well, actually 35 minutes in total. So that's make it count. What I will do here, I'm still at the challenge, which is the main feature of my system. And I think last time during the stream, there were some people asking me if I can talk a little bit about the um, wait, talk a little bit about the model view controller method. So I will quickly talk about this one. I hope my viewpoint can help you, but yeah. So first of all, I have to say this kind of design patterns is of course very very nice to know and to learn about them, but knowing them is a thing. Like you of course can read it from books or from YouTube videos or from many things, but actually learn it and put it into your project is another story. So i'm also doing I'm also doing this model view controller pattern by learning. And model view control pattern is actually a super common pattern in the backend. Also, in the backend coding, so you create the endpoints, you create the model for taking in the data, and you create the models for uploading to your either your online cloud database or your local database. It doesn't it doesn't matter. It's one of the design patterns that you can use. And also at the backend coding, you can also combine with many other design patterns, not only model view control design pattern. And this one particularly, I want to say it's in FastAPI, at least my experience, this in FastAPI is very, very much emphasized on the model part. So I will give you really quick example, and I promise after I talk about a lot about these things, and then I will start coding. So, so for example, you have this class. What you do is you have this class that you take your request in, and so you know that these are the items that you have to have in your request. And in FastAPI, why I feel it's much more emphasized on the model is that you have this model to help you do the type validation. So when you set up this model to take in the request, you already do a lot of type validation. On top of this one, you can have, I think in this yeah, on top of this one, you can also have some validations. So for example, this one is I map the language to a tuple. This one doesn't really, so I have to Where is this? Sorry for the bad sound. I'm very sorry. Um, I need to go through many things. Oh, so you can add field validations to even validate more about your incoming data type if it's the one that you really want to regulate. So also not just take it in the data from the front end. You need a model. You also need model to you also need to have model when you want to upload your data to the database. And that's also another kind of model to help you do the type validation and to regulate what are the data that you send to your database. So I feel like in model view controller, this kind of design pattern, that it's very important how you set up the model, and do not be cheap on setting up models. You need models for validating the incoming data. You need models for for the outgoing data. On top of that, you can have many other design patterns, and I have to say, I am also just, when I need something, I just search online and then I will use it in my project. And if I encounter something new, then I will definitely share with people. Previously, I also used something which is kind of like event driven, not factory type. I forgot the name of this one. So, but I use it for another project, and yeah, that's something I briefly talk about. I hope this idea can help people. And now we are actually in the coding stage. We already have 8 minutes in, so I would say another 20 minutes of coding, and then I will explain what I do. So just sit back and work on your project as well if you want to. And then here, I hope you enjoy the nice keyboard sound. Thanks for subscribing. Well, not subscribe, sorry. Thanks for following. Actually, you need a file. Hello. I have to say, like, my microphone is. I really need to change my microphone because now it's like holding. It sounds super weird. I mean, it looks super weird whenever I want to say something. Okay. filter. I don't like this one. Hello, sorry, I was in another screen googling. I was googling the solution that how can I make sure that my file is on my Amazon bucket. But see a lot of options. Not so sure which one is actually work. Haha. Oh, that's really cool load, huh? Alright, I take it. Response error. Aha. I like this one. No such key. Actually, in this case, it's not raise exception, isn't it? Can I return? I think I can return none. Else, then if it's else, then I raise the exception, which is actually oh no, 500. Yeah, it's a 500. Thank you. Sorry I didn't see your message. I was so in my zone. Okay. I need to await now. File URL. I need to load it. Oh, actually, today's time is already up, but just let me finish this one. And I will explain a little bit. What have I done? Validate. Oh, that's cool. Using Django. What is your feelings of using Django? Do you like it? So yeah, it's kind of similar. Actually, I'm this might sounds a little bit stupid. So actually, I use Flask and I use FastAPI. I haven't tried Django, so I don't know if Django has this kind of like async awake kind of how to say framework inbuilt. I would be very happy to know more about Django. Actually, it's also like a backend framework. And school management system. Is it like what courses people take and like scores or something? Is it like that? Sounds fun. In Germany, when I was in university, taking master courses, we have school management systems like that. And the platform, I forgot the name. I don't know how they build, but um, it's kind of like it gave me an ancient PHP vibe. Um, I I I don't actually don't use Instagram. I mean, like my Instagram is like a private account, and I don't really update anything there. Um, yeah. So, yeah, I want to talk about the school management system in university, which is pretty cool because you can see like when to re-register. In Germany, the university you need to always, so every semester you need to kind of do like re-register. If you So that basically means you pay the semester management fee. I would say it's a management fee because if you actually not paying for tuition fee, it's to help the school, to the university, kind of like organize your um, like student benefits like that. And also you can select courses, you can also see your course progress, and also there are some homework. Python backend. JavaScript backend I tried once. I use Express.js. Actually, I tried 2 times when back when I was study. Um, the funny thing is I was not very good at doing documentations. So I think after half a year, I went back to my code and I was like, what did I do? So JavaScript was a little bit, backend was a little bit, I have to say I'm a bit rusty. Um, yeah, but Python backend I am pretty good. I speak Python. um, yeah. Okay, I will quickly talk about face. Yeah, I would say if I ever have the chance to do JavaScript backend again, I would try, but I am not so sure if I can push my. Yeah, so like JavaScript, you can do front end and the back end. So I would say like I'm not so sure like JavaScript back end because you really need a lot of documentations to help you understand what have you done, and my experience tells me that I'm not really good at that. I'm trying to improve. Hello. Oh, actually, if I may ask, I see some names that's kind of like Vietnamese names. Is it okay that I ask? Is there Vietnamese in uh, in my stream? Oh, I am not college student. Do I look like? Oh, thank you so much. That means I am super young. I look super young, but actually I'm kind of old. Speed of JavaScript is way greater. You definitely is a very good programmer, very familiar with JavaScript. I thank you so much. So I will quickly go through what have I done today, and then I will come back to answer more questions or talk a little bit more. Um, yeah. So what have I done today? I in the previous stream, if you see that I do some refactoring. You see that I do some endpoints, and that's always like get and put. But I haven't actually. Thank you so much for subscribe on YouTube. But you never see that I do any kind of routes that allow people to do some modifications. And those modifications are like put and patch or delete. I need to build delete as well. Oh my god, I realize there are so many things to do. Okay, so now today I start to put this back, so put these endpoints there. So I start to build the endpoints, allow people to modify their voice, modify their metadata, which means I allow people to re-upload their voice, redo some challenges. That is something that I do during today's stream. And while I do today's stream, I realize that I kind of, so on my utils, so these are kind of like a little toolbox that can give you the functions that quickly do some validation, some delete, some upload, download, these kind of functions, so you don't need to always code them. I don't have this one. I don't have these functions that check if the object actually exists in my Amazon bucket. So that's why I also halfway through my endpoint, and then I come back to build these functions to allow people to check if the object's actually there. And now here it comes kind of some kind of struggle. Let's say this. The struggle is the struggle is that if I cannot find this object, but from the front end, people can actually trigger this modification, which kind of means that this front end is building kind of weird, that you just allow people to do whatever, right? Run project one time? You mean like actually do the testing and something? Is that what you mean? So I at my weekly videos, I always if I have managed to do the front end, then I always demonstrate the project. And I would say, like, during the stream when I code, it's really kind of like scratch, so definitely need to run it and then check if anything is wrong. And I would say, like, this kind of code is definitely, you will see a lot of errors when you actually run. And but so far I don't run it on my stream. It's actually because I have my I'm trying to separate the accounts that I do streaming and also the accounts that I privately code. So all the credentials I have is in my private accounts, and during the stream I want to just focus on, like, quickly go through some endpoints or something. So I don't really bother to copy all the credentials from these accounts, so private accounts, to my streaming accounts. And that's why you never see me do the running. But I think at certain points we have to do that. So that's a very good request. I would definitely do this one of the streaming. Yeah, so today is actually just one endpoint, which I start to do these modifications. So this is something that I need to think, okay, whether I raise an errors or I just return a none, like, okay, there is no such objects, you can do the modification. This is some sort of code decisions I need to make, and so far I decided to not raise exception. Oh, graphic design, cool. Yeah, definitely. If at one point I have some ideas, and yeah, we can definitely collaborate if you feel like, if you want to try. Definitely happy about that. Yeah, so that's the endpoint I start to build, and I will continue to build more, but not in today's stream. I want to go through if I have any questions I haven't ever covered. Yeah. So far, no. Yeah, actually, I am so happy to see so many people from different area to watch my live stream. I feel so honored. And I definitely not like superhero in coding. I'm also learning and improving. So if you spot something that I can improve, definitely let me know. I will be very, very happy to learn from you as well. And yeah, so I think there's no questions that I miss out. Then okay, so then I would say I will finish the stream today, and I have to go back to be as a mom. uh, and I wish you all very nice evening, very nice afternoon, and very nice morning, for example. Yeah, have a nice time, and we see each other maybe Friday or maybe next Wednesday.